What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up Podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. And you know I got the guys with me today, Justice Gregory, Khalil Baker. How y'all doing?
Swell, phenomenal, great. My week's been phenomenal.
Let's
I
go.
love podcasting, so
Let's go. It was his birthday. It was your birthday, right?
it was my birthday. I'm big 26. That means we're
Big
paying
26.
all kinds of insurances now.
Yeah, now you can go out to parents.
Yes, sir. So I'm broke.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. What'd you do for your birthday, bro?
Kicked it for real. Nothing crazy. One of my best friends got married on Saturday. So my birthday is on Sunday. So we celebrated him basically for the full weekend. Sunday, just had lunch with the family, all that good stuff. Got a couple gifts. My wife got me some. I got her some New Balances for her birthday. She got me some for mine, and then she got me some Fugazi Dunks.
Damn. But you gonna still wear them. No one gonna be fucking heat checking.
No, I'm not mad at reps. I'm really not. I will wear reps with no sweat. But I wish you'd have used the website that I've used before for my reps.
Damn, are they noticeably reps?
Let's see. Y'all talk it up. I'll go grab it real quick.
Go scoop them.
See what you think.
If I invite y'all to my wedding, when I invite y'all to my wedding, y'all gonna come to it, right?
Yeah, for sure. What are we talking about?
All right, bet. Yeah, cool. I don't want to hear no. I never been to New York, so no. I would need y'all to pack it on in for the wedding. I've
been to New York.
I know you have.
I've been there once.
What? They don't look that. It's the dip on the toe looks a little bit weird.
Like they're not that bad.
No, they're not bad at all.
Like they still got stars, so that's nice.
Yeah, bro.
But it's this part right here, bro, that gets me. Like how much that's spread out. If you like look at any pair of dunks you have, it doesn't look like that.
Wait, hold on.
Like see how yours are closer together, like they naturally close a little more.
This is really funny.
Got the little panda shits. Wait, what part?
See how
like here?
This right.
Oh, yours is tighter, Naj.
This right here. See how yours naturally is kind of like this.
Oh yeah.
These are more spread apart. So I'm wondering if when I tighten them, it will be an issue.
Like this is.
Yeah, and the other thing is this white stitching right here, which is not a thing in these actual shoes. But outside of that,
not like that.
No, outside of that, it's actually a quality rep, and I will be rocking these. You'll see them on Instagram. What I tell you now is about my reps. I said I don't flex my reps. I just they may show up in a picture, but I don't ever like take pictures of my shoes and be like rocking heat today because that doesn't feel right.
I respect that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good gift because we went to a sneaker store on vacation, and I was looking at these, and I was like, babe, I might just buy them. Mm-hmm. And she was like, nah, don't just buy them. And then apparently we had gotten an argument on vacation where I had brought up that like she, like knowing her, like she probably didn't do anything for my birthday and she had already ordered these. So
look at you. What's the last pair of shoes you bought? Look at this. Just turned into a sneaker podcast out of nowhere.
We like shoes around here. Are we counting like hoop shoes?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I actually just bought some Giannis's to play in, but
I don't know. What do Giannis's look like? What brand is he with?
Gray, Nike. I'm very much a Nike truther. But if we're talking like the last sneaker I bought, it was the New Balance 550, the gray suede ones.
Got you.
Yeah. So, but I actually ended up liking these. I thought they were okay for a rep.
Nah, I think that's fire. If you're not watching the video podcast, you have no clue what we're talking about. So you just listening to us talk about bullshit. So go check out the YouTube version of it.
Yes, sir.
Got the dunks on right now. I'm wearing the little Yeezy slides. You feel me? But we chilling.
Are they real Yeezy slides?
Yes, sir. Stop playing with me, boy.
You paid the price tag for Yeezy slides?
I did. They got the little Adidas joint. Stop.
I could have got those on Amazon, brother.
Yeah, I know. I could have got the little shark ones.
That's what I'm saying.
Khalil, how you been, bro?
Hanging in there, man. Been a
See, we just finished talking about some nice hype shit, and he come in here talking about some hanging in there, man.
I'm just being honest. It's just been a rough week. That's all. I'm good though. I'm here.
Good.
My man's a break. Just a tough
my
week,
fault, bro. My fault. My bad. Bro.
Jump the gun.
Yeah, my fault, bro. That's on me. As a friend,
I'll bring the energy, bro.
I apologize, bro.
Don't even sweat it.
So we're gonna get into things today. Obviously, we got 2 Lakers fans on here and Khalil, a LeBron fan, whose season his career might be over. So, but obviously,
Stop
A little crooked.
yeah, it is. I was about to say it is a little bit slanted.
Did you see my face when I turned it around and I went?
Yeah, I was like, when you showed it to me, I was like, is my face slanted or is that a little bit?
But
slanted?
who's really peaking like that? That's my question.
That's what I'm saying. No one's gonna be like, those are reps. No one cares.
I worried about that when I was in school, but now I'm a grown man.
In high
just,
school,
like, walk around.
people used to be like, oh, but now who gives a
I had some rep cool grays that were bad. Like 11s, I had some rep. They were bad. And I didn't really know the differences at that point. So I just rocked them. I thought everybody was going to think they was fire. And I did not get that response.
I bought some foams, the Crimson foam posits back when I was in high school. And they was like $350, beat me over the head for them. And I don't remember where I got them from, but I swear they're not real. I don't remember where I got them from, but I know I paid $350, and I to this day I'm like, these are not real. But yeah, bro, it'd be like that. But
wait, let me ask you something.
No, talk to me.
I've always had this opinion because I have bought a pair of foams before, and it didn't feel right because I don't think white people can wear foams.
Yeah, I think foams are a black person's shoe for sure. I think it's hard to it's weird to style foams, especially like now with like what the style has gone to.
The baggy jean thing.
Yeah. I feel like back when we was in high school, people was wearing like True Religion jeans and shit. Like it was easier to style.
But the baggy jean thing is exactly why 3s and 4s have made a resurgence.
4s with baggy jeans is hard.
Fire, I'm telling you. So I've got a pair of 3s and a couple pairs of 4s I'm looking
I got a couple pair of 4s. I think 4s are my favorite Jordan. I just love the silhouette. But yeah, I think 4s. A lot of people don't like 12s. I love 12s. Like playoff 12s, probably one of my go-to shoes.
That's crazy. I hate 12s.
I love 12s. And I obviously everyone likes 11s, but yeah, I like 3s, 4s. Yeah, 12s.
I'm low-key a fan of the 2s and lows.
I hate 5s. I hate 5s.
I had the I don't know the specific name of them. They're like a cream, navy, and red. They really look like just an American shoe in 5s. And I rocked them for 2 weeks and immediately resold. And I just
don't like how they look on my foot. I have the fire reds, right? I have the fire red 5s. I just don't like the way they look on my foot, bro. It's hard. I think it's hard to style 5s too because they're so bulky with shorts and shit. But yeah, regardless, that was the sneaker talk. Today we're talking about the Lakers end of their season. Like I said, potentially the end of LeBron's career as we know it.
No shot.
What we think the Lakers should do in the offseason, the Heat versus the Celtics, and what the finals matchup should be, barring something historic, the Heat and the Nuggets. So all basketball talk today, but before we get into it, make sure y'all subscribe to the Run It Up podcast on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to your podcast on. It's probably we're on there, so make sure to subscribe, download the episode, subscribe on YouTube as well. Follow us on TikTok at the Run It Up Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod. On Twitter, I'm at Najee Adams _ Justice at J Reed _ and Khalil at Balil44. Now, yeah, let's just go ahead and give our songs of the week. It's going to be in the little description as per usual if you want to check out the songs we are recommending. I don't even think I've downloaded the song, so y'all can go first. Khalil, what you got for me?
I'm gonna go with something different. I probably never said a song like this before, just a different artist. I'm gonna go with Technically by Tizo Touchdown. Pretty good song.
Yeah, lost me. That's my dog. It lost me.
You never heard of him?
No,
sir.
He's on some different stuff. He's on a Tyler Creator album.
What's it? What's his Tizo Touchdown?
Tizo Touchdown.
Just sounds like a Mexican football league that.
I'm gonna send y'all a song. Maybe y'all like it. He does some different stuff though. So he raps, sings a little bit. He's different.
But Justice, what you got for me?
Early contender for Song of the Summer. And if J. Cole's on it, I'm with it. So All My Life, Lil Durk.
Beautiful.
J. Cole.
Everyone. A little bit mainstream for you. For me, I'm gonna go Lil Tecca. It's called Need Me. I don't even really love the song, but it's the last song I downloaded and it's pretty decent. So make sure y'all go check that out. Yeah, that's song of the week. We're gonna dive into the Lakers. So as everyone knows, the Lakers got swept in the Western Conference Finals. Isn't it crazy that we were one Dennis Schroeder 3 away from being swept in the first round? But no, sir, we made it to the Western Conference Finals. And we did not. We were the only team in the Nuggets playoff run so far to not take a game off them. I don't know how the Wolves won a game. I had to go back and watch, but I don't know how they won a game. The Nuggets took 2 off of them. We weren't able to take any. And so, yeah, it is now Thursday. Our season ended Monday. We've had 3 days to digest, really sit with the loss, sit with the end of the season. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling about the Lakers season ending?
I called it.
All right. Okay.
This guy.
I picked against them in every round. I never thought this team was a championship team, even if D'Angelo Russell is actually playing playable basketball. But I just had no confidence in this roster. It was a phenomenal ride. I think it was a fun season. I can't remember the last time I had this much fun watching Laker basketball, just like the emotional roller coaster it took me on. To be honest with you, I'm not crushed about it. I didn't think we could win a championship. And as Denver kind of made it through their first 2 rounds, it was even more likely because Jokic is just, Jokic with that cash. Jamal Murray was absolutely unreal. Michael Porter Jr., he never misses. I don't care what anybody says, bro. It feels like he has never missed a shot.
KCP.
Yeah, KCP was great.
Bruce Brown.
They got really good minutes out of Jeff Green. So it's just, I don't think it was going to fall our way regardless. I think Jokic at this point in time, we have to say is the best player in the world, especially if he goes and wins a championship. So I'll fresh off of 2 MVPs. I just have to give him that. So, and LeBron's not at a point that he can muscle a team and through a playoff run anymore. And AD's kind of
people treat him like it though. People treat LeBron like he can carry.
Yeah, I know that's his standard, but he's playing with Anthony every other Davis. So
no.
So it's not like the help was abundant. Great things from Rui, great things from Reeves. Both them boys about to get paid, probably by us. I think Reeves is gonna get 21, 22 a year for 4. I don't think we're gonna get to the full 89, but it'll be very close. And Rui, if we pay him, we pay him. It is what it is. I'll be happy to retain those 2 guys. But in general, what I expected in the first round. So it was nice to see it in the Western Conference Finals.
Shout out Dennis Schroeder.
Yes, sir.
Khalil, how you feel? How you felt about it, bro?
Justice, I see why you keep your expectations low. Because that was very.
I can smile.
That was infuriating. I was so mad. Every game was winnable. It was a competitive series. They got swept, but it was a competitive series.
We got swept. It was a total of 24 points in between the 4 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was a fun season. LeBron had a great game 4. Obviously, Anthony Davis is also very frustrating, and we'll talk about it later on going forward. But it was a fun series, a fun ride. The playoffs. I felt very confident of the team, even being a contender. A lot of guys showed up. You just couldn't get much out of some certain guys like Anthony Davis. So
yeah, for me,
throw that shade at him.
These guys. For me, it's crazy. I said this on Twitter. Easily one of my favorite Lakers seasons from the trade on. It's crazy to think that we started this season with Russell Westbrook.
That feels like forever ago, dog.
Feels like forever ago. The Andrew Nembhard game winner versus the Pacers. Versus us against the Pacers. That feels like forever ago. That was this season. Like so much happened this year, and
that was this year.
That's this year.
Crazy.
That was this season. So much happened this year, bro, and it like having Russ start to come off the bench to then trading him to then AD going down, LeBron going down, us getting D'Lo, and that it was just an insane ride. I loved this team from the trade on. I thought we were contenders. That last game really hurt because I said this to y'all in the chat, and Justice, you were 100% right. I said that I've never seen a team harder to put down, like bury, than the Nuggets in a game. And you said to me, obviously, peak Warriors, 100%. You're right. But like,
just Steph and Clay firing threes in third quarter.
Insane. But like the Nuggets we had a 10-point lead in game 3, lost. We had a 15-point lead in game 4, lost. They just do not stop. Like, they are relentless. Whether it's you like try and stop Jamal Murray, oh my God, kick out Michael Porter Jr. shooting over your best defender. You try and stop Michael Porter Jr. KCP sidestep. You think you've won the possession with Aaron Gordon taking a 3? Cash. Like, it's insane. Like, you think you've done the right thing. Jeff Green corner 3 shoots 27%. Bang. Like, all right, you know what? Like, they were just the better team. I'm willing to say that they probably had the better coach. Darvin waited until game 4 to put out our best lineup because they didn't want to bench D'Lo because we're trying to bring him back. A lot of crazy shit happened, but all in all, the Nuggets were easily the better team. But I think we were the second best team in the West. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that was a fluke. I think we were the second best team in the West after the trade. I think
like they're still contenders, right? Like,
I think if that's the Suns, I think if that's the Suns, we're in the chip right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But the Suns, with some time under their belt and actually construct that roster around that group, I don't consider us contenders as currently built. I mean, I know that you get to the Western Conference Finals, but are we ever gonna beat Denver?
Hey man, you never know, bro.
Anyways,
they're winnable games, man.
You never know, bro.
No, but they're winnable until he just told you, like, we have like double-digit leads and we can't hold on to them.
No, because that quarter game 4 was bad.
That was insane.
And listen,
that was bad.
And I texted you all this. Maybe I put on Twitter, and Naj retweeted it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Jokic is the best offensive engine I've seen in my time.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Watching basketball, like outside of like peak LeBron, who even then doesn't really like play that engine that Jokic plays. Yeah, it's completely different. It's completely different. LeBron's more of like drive and create, and Jokic can just stand still and hold the ball like this and then just chuck it, and it works every time. And then, so I don't see us ever beating Denver. I don't see us beating Jokic because he actually gets better every year.
He systematically dismantled us. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Anthony Davis, best defensive player in the playoffs, didn't matter. Like, it didn't matter one bit. It did not matter.
Jamal Murray is the most irrationally confident person I've ever seen in my life.
That was beautiful to watch, though.
But it works, dude. But now there's like a lot of Jamal Murray conversations going on about like where he like is in the NBA echelon of talent.
I had this conversation with my friend who's a Jamal Murray lover. I
love Jamal Murray. So Khalil, I traded for Jamal Murray in our dynasty league.
Bro, loved him, and I loved him at UK. He was amazing to watch.
Is it fair?
I didn't like him during that series, but loved him at UK.
Is it fair to say that he's firmly top 30?
See, that's hard.
Right? I said he's top 30, and my friend was like, "Oh my God, he's like top 20." I'm
okay,
like,
but
insane.
Okay, but is
top 20?
Top 20 is ridiculous.
He's not 25 either. He's around.
Is LaMelo top 30?
I didn't even say LaMelo. I named him 25 guys that I said were better than Jamal Murray.
Hold on, let me just bring up a list, brother. Y'all chatted up about Jamal Murray. I can find you the list right now because no, I know. I gotta look at it.
It was in my group chat. But yeah, I think there's 22 I found it, by the way. I think there's 22 easy guys you can say, and then maybe 3 or 4 on the edge of that 25. So go ahead.
All right, let's rattle them off. Jokic,
obviously.
Steph, Giannis,
obviously. Yes.
Embiid,
yes.
KD, Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Luka Doncic.
I'll stop you when you get to someone that's
all right. Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker.
You're going off the ringer top 100 because that's exactly
LeBron
what
James, Shea, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, John Morant, Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, James Harden, Trae Young, Paul George, Anthony Edwards, Bam, Jalen Brunson. Is he better than Jalen Brunson to you?
Did you say James Harden?
He did say Harden. I think James Harden is better than Jamal Murray.
James Harden is better than him.
Yes.
He is. I have a question about it though. So how much stock do you put into the playoff success and the performances when it comes to a play like this? And of course, the regular seasons are crazy. Like we were in a group message justice with the other guys, and we were talking about Joel Embiid, and someone put him at 3. I think it was Drew, and I had qualms about that. I know he just came out of an MVP season, but we're seeing consistent lack of playoff success at this point. So
that plays into Harden's production as well in the playoffs. If Embiid's not producing, then Harden has to do more. And at this point,
Harden just gave you a 45-point W without.
Yeah. Well, he had 2 really good games, right? But
yeah.
Is he better? The last 2 games it was duds.
Yeah, that's true, but I mean, it's 2 games. Like, and
but 2 games, but like it's in the that you can't get past the second round.
We got some Jamal Murray duds to point out. Like if we need
Jamal Murray plays with the best player in basketball.
The best offensive juggernaut in basketball is his teammate.
And I'm just asking how much playoff success we put into this.
Right. I'm just asking if you think this person is simply better at basketball.
Okay, that's
person.
it. All right.
I think James Harden is better than Jamal Murray.
Is he better than Jalen Brunson?
I would say no.
Okay, Pascal.
No.
Lauri Markkanen. That's tough. Yeah. Brandon Ingram.
No.
Zion Williamson.
No.
Tyrese Halliburton.
I say no.
I say no as well.
I say no for Melo too.
Karl Towns.
No.
Jaren Jackson.
Maybe.
Darius Garland.
I want to say no. They just got clapped by the Knicks, so it's hard. But I want to say he's not.
Drew Holiday.
No.
Mikal Bridges.
No.
Julius Randle.
Yeah. I'll say yes.
Kyrie.
No, not even.
DeMar DeRozan.
No.
DeJounte Murray.
Yes.
What are we on right now?
I'm in way past 30.
I'm in the 40s right now.
He hasn't said Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Bradley Beal.
No.
Zach LaVine.
No.
Chris Middleton.
No.
I think he might be right now.
Okay, I'll give you Chris Middleton, but he's still outside 30.
Yeah, like we're still going. LaMelo.
No.
Tyrese Maxey.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's is he better than Paolo?
Right now, yes.
All right. I think that's probably where you cut it off. Is right around the 45 mark. So he's a top 50 player in the NBA. That's crazy.
Guy.
I'm so glad we did this because my buddy Tate was texting me. For some reason, he started betting on basketball. So now he's texting me about the games. And he was like, so is Jamal Murray what is he? I was like, probably top 50 in the NBA. And he said he felt like that was a stretch, just like watching him play. And I was like, yeah, the NBA is ridiculously talented, dude. Like the amount of guys who are out there is insane. And there's a lot of guys you could play with that you could put with Jokic who are successful. 100%. I mean, like a lot of guys.
And
Michael Porter Jr. It isn't the third guy every night, but Michael Porter Jr. as their third guy is literally perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
No, 100%. I think top 50 is perfect for Jamal. I said 30 to my friend, like as giving him some leeway with guys like Brunson and Laurie and shit like that. But I was like, he's not better than Brunson. He's not better than Beal. He might not even be 30. So like, take what I gave you.
He might be better than Bradley Beal.
I'm not saying Jamal is better than Bradley Beal.
I hate Bradley Beal. So
I'm not saying he's better than Bradley Beal. But yeah,
I'm gonna do a Jamal Murray franchise on 2K, Khalil. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, rebuild around Jamal Murray.
Yeah, trade Jokic.
You're getting the first overall pick, brother.
I'm gonna go do a Rui franchise. How's that sound?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
We'll do a Rui and first Patrick Williams.
Rui and Reeves. Oh my gosh, leave me alone.
But yeah, so Nuggets clapped us. I wanted to ask you guys. Also, we haven't talked about Wemby, right? Like, I don't even think there's that much to talk about. Spurs got him. Go for them. Cool. Great. The Hornets probably going to take Scoop. Shout out to them. But
why?
Why? You think they're going to take Brandon?
I think they take Brandon.
I would take Scoop. I wouldn't pass up on the talent. Now,
Brandon, just want the best.
I want to say, I have not scouted anything, but I'm just saying.
Brandon is really good, dude, and he fits what they need.
I just started diving in pretty recently, but I go back and forth with it. Like you can do the combo guard type of thing. Like you don't have to just have LaMelo.
But we've seen the ceiling of that.
No,
I think
know
I
what you're
take best
saying.
player available.
But they're also different though too. Like LaMelo has great size. He can play off ball. He can shoot the ball too. He can facilitate as well. Scoot,
You're gonna take the ball out of LaMelo's hands though.
You need it, but you need another guy. Like you eventually you're gonna need another guy. And what do you think Brandon's
Not a guy
do?
who's not a guy like Scoot who literally needs to have the offense run through him because his playmaking is also very, very good.
Is there any chance that Brandon Miller's a bust?
No, I don't think so. I think he's really good.
Well, I think it depends on what you think a bust is. Like I haven't dove deep into him, but I've watched him a lot this past season, like in the tournament.
Is Brandon Miller like Wiggins, like, or am I off?
Like what? What do you mean?
Like Wiggins
like
now?
The expectation?
No. But like, you know how Wiggins plays? Like, is he that like mold of player?
Nah,
no, not at all.
Sense?
Like, he doesn't have a singular bit of that athleticism that Wiggins has, but he's got some. But
he's a great. People throw out like Paul George out there, but he's not that kind of athlete. But he can really distribute the ball a lot better than you think he would. He improved all throughout the year, so he can dribble a little bit better. He can finish. Man,
the handle got so much tighter from the beginning of the year.
It's crazy how much he improved. He can stroke it from deep too. Like he can do off ball. He can catch and shoot. Like stroke whatever. But he's improved a lot. He had some poopers, some stinkers in the tournament, of course.
When I watched it, I only watched him in the tournament. And he looked like a shitter. So
that's hard.
I could not believe you said poopers.
I say poop all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
He had some stinkers in the tournament, but he's a solid player and he improved a lot. And he has a lot to his game. So if a guy like that is improving, you bank on that a little bit. Now, is he a better prospect than Scoot? Probably not. No,
that's not what I'm saying.
Right. But and then you go back to draft history, people drafting based off fit instead of going with the best prospect. It comes back to
James Wiseman over LaMelo. It's good.
No, but that wasn't even the best fit. That didn't make sense then. That they've always needed somebody who could take the ball, like who could play make, so Steph could be more off ball. And they were like, "Oh, we want a center. You don't need a good center in today's NBA, bro. Like, just get somebody who can defend and rebound. Like, you're not going to find Jokic in the draft right now. Like, James Wiseman had no potential to be a dominant big who's going to win you championships. What was the point of that? Imagine if they had just taken Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, like, imagine if they were just taking LaMelo.
Imagine if Phoenix had taken Tyrese Halliburton and never had to get into the Chris Paul thing.
It would be a different NBA right now.
Jesus. But yeah, I'm usually a subscriber to the best player available, thing. So I would probably take Scoot and just figure it out. I feel like it'll just work itself out. Like if you have two top 20 players, regardless of whatever position they play, and eventually you think LaMelo and Scoot get there, I feel like you'll figure it out.
I think you should probably do that, or they should probably do that. But I don't think I want to see that.
Is your scrunchy face because I said top 20?
Yeah, I mean, I like Scoot and I like LaMelo. I just don't know if either of them are ever top 20 guys.
Okay. I think LaMelo could be top 20. I'm pretty high on
tough list, dog.
I know.
If Jaylen Brown's 19, I need LaMelo to be better than Jaylen Brown.
I think he could be. That's the thing.
I don't.
You don't think Melo could ever be better than Jaylen Brown?
Well, why?
Defensively. What Jaylen offers defensively.
What he used to offer.
I guess.
Don't do that.
I know. Like I think Jaylen's inconsistent.
I think Melo a game changer, bro. I don't know.
If you think Jaylen's inconsistent, go watch LaMelo.
I mean, yeah.
But even then, you go back to situation and what does that look like? But LaMelo is probably still going to be.
If LaMelo can be top 20 to you, does that mean Garland can be top 20 to you? Because they're kind of the same conversation.
But I think LaMelo's ceiling is far higher.
Yeah, just because of size, right?
Yeah, versatility, like what he could be.
I love LaMelo. I think everybody in here knows how much I love LaMelo.
That's why I was like, damn, Jaylen Brown. That's where you draw the line.
Dude, I think Jaylen Brown's super good, dude. And I think he was completely good. I think he's super good. And I think he was a completely different player after the wrist injury in game 1. And it was obvious.
That's true.
So I don't want to hold it. He was really good in the playoffs up until then.
It's hard. It's hard to create that. Like when I say that, it's hard to separate those two things, like who the person was before the injury and then how much the injury is playing into it. Because again, and you've said this before too, like he's out there, he's playing, you want him to produce, but how much does an injury, go into that? So it's like, and we always go back to recency bias and what that looks like. So like right now, we just have a negative outlook on Jalen and what he brings.
So can Melo play a championship style of basketball to you all?
Who knows?
I think so.
That's the hardest
Eventually.
part. Like he has so much like freedom right now to like just do what he wants. And
He's always had freedom. Oh,
yeah,
kinda.
he is to me the most fun player to watch in the NBA.
League
I would rather watch
finest.
I would rather watch no, it didn't even matter what I would rather watch LaMelo than anybody.
Mhm.
Arguably Ja, because when Ja's on, dude, it's really fun to watch. But I think LaMelo is Showtime. He's gonna sell tickets for the rest of his life. I just think that it's hard for me to envision him saying, I'm the point guard of a championship team. Like that's just so because his shot selection is still super bad.
So that's why you go get
I
Scoot,
know.
right?
I think that once you
because he's still the point guard.
But he's a guy that's gonna be like, I am the point guard of this team. That's who Scoot. That's the kind of guy.
So then LaMelo's your first scoring option as a shot chucker and inefficient shooter.
But why are we acting like he always is going to be that?
But because we really haven't seen him ever be anything other than what he is right now.
I know, but I feel like he has
his whole life.
According like
from
Phil said,
13
I feel
on.
like there's never been any structure. Like he's always been able to do whatever he needed to. He was on those shitty Chino Hills teams, and then there was nice Chino Hills teams, and he went to go play at Spire, and then he was in Lithuania, like playing basketball for people who doesn't matter what the results are. Like
I watched LaMelo aspire, by the way. I got to go to a game in Kentucky and watch LaMelo aspire.
Oh, is that in Kentucky?
Yes, he tried to. No, it's in Ohio, but they played a tournament in Kentucky, and he was literally at half court and looked like he was trying to throw a lob off the glass and chucked it 100 miles an hour into like just like the upper rows of this floor. And I was like, that's the most LaMelo thing I've ever seen in my life, dog. But I watched him play Julian Newman.
Shout out to Julian Newman.
And the whole crowd was clowning him the whole game.
To Julian Newman.
None of us knew each other, and we formed a student section.
I love that. But yeah, I believe I don't know. I just think that LaMelo, there's never been any structure. The Hornets are a horrible run franchise. Like I think if Jordan sells the team, they really try and build a legitimate roster and say to Melo, listen, bro, like we can do something special. He damn near carried them to the playoffs. They was in the play-in 2 years straight. They just happened to lose, but
by a lot.
Yeah, by noticeably, but they got there, so it's like it is what it is. I think I'm really high on LaMelo, but the fact that we got from Kyrie to LaMelo to whatever, but I wanted to ask.
No, this is I'm sorry, I'm not done because like a top 20 is such the upper echelon of the NBA basketball. Like, how often have we called Kyrie Irving a top 20 player? Basically, just when LeBron was in Cleveland.
Probably when that year after they won the chip that year.
And you think he can be that level of player?
What?
No way, dog.
I can't. I'm not going to say that Scoot can be because I have done absolutely no watching of him. So me saying 2 top 20 players is kind of crazy. But I'll stand on. I think LaMelo could be top 20.
Okay.
At one point in his career, I think LaMelo could be top 20. Scoot, I'll give you that because
I
don't know.
Given the Scoot yet, but I think he could be off the little I know so far.
I would say Scoot has a better chance than LaMelo.
I think Scoot could be.
Okay.
Like you go the level of athlete, I think he can be efficient at the rim. I think he can be efficient in the mid range. He can distribute too. Like, I think the defensive upside, like if he can get the 3 ball just going consistently, I think he's gonna be just fine.
But the form is fine though. It's just getting used to the range.
So and just like the mindset and type of player he is, like when he went up against Wemby too, like he was ready for that. Like he's ready.
Dog in him. I love Scoot. Dog.
I think Scoot could be top 20 for sure. I think.
Also, LaMelo is like one of my 5 favorite players in the NBA, and Scoot will slide into that list the second he comes in. It's literally like D'Angelo Russell, probably LaMelo, Anthony Simons. Like there are people that I stand. Anthony Simons is my guy. So
dude, I can't wait to start talking about the draft. I can't wait.
Nah, it's gonna be so fun.
I'm
All right,
excited.
Nash, what was your question?
I wanted to ask you, which is I have 2 questions now. One is just flat out, what are your thoughts on Wemby? Like, do you think he is this generational, game-changing, going to run the league? I was watching the lottery, and they were saying Woj was saying that he's going to be the best player in the league in year 3.
Offense and defense.
Is that what you guys think of him?
Okay. First of all, has there ever been anybody be the best player in the NBA by year 3? I think LeBron and Jordan are probably the 2 closest things to that, right? So if that's what we're saying, I have injury concerns, obviously, because he's 7,000 feet tall and he's already got back issues and he's already had neck issues. which isn't something to take lightly, especially with a guy his size. Durability is always a question. Porzingis, the Yao Ming, the history just goes on and on and on of tall guys not being able to hold up, especially at that slender frame. But Paul George touched on it, I think, on his podcast. Maybe it was Patrick Beverly. I can't remember. But somebody said, like, what's really the difference between him and Chet besides like the 3 inches of height, like the 4 inches of height at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think Chet's probably a more refined shooter, probably a more refined ball handler. I know Chet's a better passer. Probably not the defender that Wemby is just because of length alone. But I mean, can Wemby be phenomenal, game changing? Sure, but chances are, to me, no. I think he's probably an all-star and a superstar in his own rights, but best player in the world. Like, do I ever see him being better than Jokic is right now? No, I don't.
Is that the size and the injury that hold you back?
That's the injury thing for me. I mean, the talent's there, but he's still not a great shooter. Like, everybody talks about him as like, oh, he's 7'5" and can shoot. He's not a great shooter. His percentages are not phenomenal.
That's what I would say. I looked at his stats as he's shooting 43% against. Like, what?
Yeah, like you're 7'5" and you're shooting 43%. Not okay.
You're showing me highlights of putback threes. Like, that's not happening in the NBA.
No, like, I mean, and I get it. He's a freak of nature, and it's beautiful. And sometimes when people put people on this pedestal, it's hard for us to look at them as a prospect. Instead, we just start comparing them to top talents because that's what everybody else is doing already. But if I'm looking at him as a prospect, he is the best prospect we've had since LeBron, but just because of pure size.
Yeah, and you have to take him.
Yeah, and I mean, he absolutely have to take it. Do I think Scoot could end up in the long run being better than Wemby?
That's what I was about to ask you.
Sure, he has a chance to be.
Mm-hmm.
But do I think that's likely? Probably not. But I think he has a chance to be. So
I just look at the top, like, I don't know, like, look at the upper echelon of the league and like how it's been for the last 20 years. What top player looks like Wemby? Like, has Wemby's build? Like, none of them. I can't think of a single one. Like, you want to say,
you can't even say KD.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the same. And you want to say like Kristaps? If Wemby is Kristaps, then that's a bust. So
he moves a little better than KP ever.
He moves a little better, but I'm saying just like slender wise, like length wise, like none of our top players look like that. They have never looked like that. So to say that like this, and maybe no prospect has ever tested as good or looked as good on paper as Wemby, but I'm just not. I don't necessarily buy the hype that by year 3 he's going to be the best player in the league. Like, I refuse to believe that.
That's too much.
I'll say he'll never be the best player in the league, and
Oh,
I'll be pretty comfortable with that.
okay.
If he's still booming and healthy by year 9, I'll be shocked.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely shocked. Now, you might get a great 7-8 years out of him. I mean, Yao was unreal, dude. People forget how amazing Yao was. And the talent that he was, but the longevity just wasn't possible. That frame can't take that beating that long, dude, because there's just so much that has to happen for you to get going. Like,
even then, Yao had a different frame too. It's like he was
he's a big boy.
So it's
big
thicker,
boy.
So
yeah. So I think Chet's gonna be really good. Chet's already gotten hurt.
If only he didn't try and chase down LeBron in a pro-am game.
just to take a shoulder and break his ankle. But
that was wild.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, those are things you worry about. Like, I think the talent is there for Wemby. I think the talent is there for Chet. I'm not really sure what separates Wemby from Chet besides the height. I think Chet's a more refined player coming in.
Bet. And look at us. NBA draft talk off the fucking rip. My original question to y'all was going to be, everyone talked about the whole Giannis thing. Was the season a failure? I wanted to ask y'all, was the Lakers season a failure in your opinion? Because I'll say my answer. I say yes, right? Because there's a clear, like, coming into the season, there was a clear goal around every LeBron James-led team. The goal is not to make the Western Conference Finals. The goal is not to, make some progress, win 40 games. The goal is to win the chip. Whether or not we had Russell Westbrook, whether or not the fan base believed we could, the franchise's goal was to win the chip. We were not the Rockets. We were not the Thunder. We were not the Hornets. We were not a team like that. That was not the expectations for the end of the year, especially after we made the trade. If I was willing to say we're contenders and we can win the chip, then I have to be willing to say that we failed. And after the trade, from a lot of people felt like the Lakers were this big contender. We have LeBron, blah, blah, blah. They're the best record after the deadline. They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Warriors. So for us to get swept by the best team in the league and then be like, nah, we were the 7th seed. It wasn't a failure. Do I think progress was made towards having a successful next season? Yeah, I think getting off the Westbrook deal, I think what we turned that into was a success in itself. But the overarching season as a whole was a failure.
Okay, this is tough. You made a lot of good points. Because immediately I was like, no, it's not a failure. But the reason I say no, it's not a failure, because in LeBron's tenure as a Laker, we have won one championship and just been fairly disappointed every other year.
Missed the playoffs.
So twice.
Lost to the Suns.
Yeah. So and because of LeBron and his presence, you put the championship standard on everything.
You have to.
But when you look at it realistically and you say we've got a injured 38-year-old LeBron, and we were trying to talk about if he was even the best player on the team. He is, by the way. He's better than Anthony Davis. He's still better than Anthony Davis. He might not be better than Anthony Davis on his best night right now, but he's still better than Anthony Davis on a consistent basis.
100%.
So we got a 38-year-old LeBron with a torn tendon in his foot.
Yeah.
So when I put things in that perspective, like getting to the Western Conference Finals from where we started the season at, to me as a fan, realistically is a success. But what did that front office want to do this year was win a championship, and I agree with that. So is it a failure to them? Yes. Is it a failure to me?
Mm-hmm.
No. No. I am fine.
Yeah. Khalil, what about you, bro?
It was a failure, but I think it was different, from the Milwaukee situation. What that front office did with that roster, with how they changed it, basically just getting rid of Russ and making some other moves, of course, that was a win within itself. You got Reeves more opportunity. You got Rui in there, took a flyer on Rui, and now you may lock him in at the end of the season. Of course, D'Lo didn't pan out necessarily. Beasley didn't. Vando, Mo Bamba, all those guys. But what that turnaround meant, I think it gave you something to build upon. So like in the offseason, you have different moves you can make. You have different options. Maybe you can lock some guys in. Maybe you can go for a third star. Whatever else it looks like. But I think there were some small victories in there and something to build upon. But again, you have LeBron James, you have Anthony Davis. However you feel about them, those are people you should be winning with. So it's an unfortunate situation with the injury history and going through the injuries itself. But I think they did a lot of great things, turning around the roster mid-season, going to the Western Conference Finals. Like that's huge. So I'd see why, from a fan perspective, it's not a failure of a season necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the offseason stuff, I want to talk to you. I want to have the Anthony Davis conversation. I do. And I want to know what that looks like to you guys. I think very clearly everyone was disappointed in his play in the last game of our season. I think overall he was probably our best player throughout the entire playoff run. I don't think we beat the Grizzlies nor the Warriors without AD. And I think for games 1 through 3, he was probably the best player on our team in that Nugget series. And then probably LeBron, and then Austin. And LeBron wasn't great versus the Nuggets. He wasn't great. And so I personally came to this. I'm going to say something that's a whole different conversation. I'm going to keep with AD. What do y'all think about Anthony Davis moving forward as our franchise cornerstone, I guess?
There's not a team in the NBA who wants Anthony Davis to be their franchise cornerstone.
Probably not.
So I
think he's a good second option.
I don't think he's a good second option. We just saw him as a second option.
He was, though. He was a good second option.
He was, but on some nights he could be a second option, and other nights he looks like a third option or whatever else that looks like. He just doesn't always bring it consistently to what a third or second option should be, or what the Lakers needed this past season is a one option when LeBron's not there, and you got Reeves and Rui and all those guys and D'Lo, whatever else it looks like. So I don't think it's like the conversation we had about Cat. Like, I don't think Cat's not a great second option either. He can't stay on the court. Anthony Davis is inconsistent. You know, he's had his injury history. Go ahead. What's up?
No, I was praising you actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like he's just not a great second option at this point. We've seen like he had some great games during the playoffs, great games obviously during the season too. But like I was gonna say, if you can find a way to keep Anthony Davis and get another star, but also keep your depth, which is seemingly,
I'm telling you, it's impossible.
It's seemingly impossible.
I've done the work, Khalil. It's impossible.
Basically impossible. If you could do that, then sure. But I would explore the possibility of trading him and cutting your ties and trying to get some more depth and a second star who can be a little bit more consistent on the court at least.
Okay. If Anthony Davis is the said cornerstone of the Lakers, how many guys do you put in his shoes and you say, hey, well, your second option is LeBron James, and he averaged 27 points and a 27-point triple-double for the playoffs. And then you had Austin Reeves, who's playing really well. Rui Hachimura has been the best shooter in the NBA since the playoffs started. Dennis Schroeder had his nights. So we can point the finger at D'Angelo Russell all we want, brother. But there's a lot of guys who put in those shoes who say your second guy is giving you 25, 10, and 10. And they're going to go win a championship. So if Anthony Davis is our cornerstone, how much more help is he going to need when LeBron James is gone to win? He's going to need to be the second option. It have to be the second option. Anthony Davis not built for this one option stuff. His health isn't built for it. His game isn't built for it. And at the end of the day, I love him for what he brings to us defensively. I think he's the best defender in the NBA when he's on. But boy, oh boy, does he leave a lot to be desired every other day, dog. Every other day.
No, I tweeted about it. Like, he doesn't even move the same. And we're watching him.
I said that, bro. He
had 40 in the first game. That was great. They still lost. And then after that, it was like, damn, you're going up against Jokic and you can't do anything. Like, you can't, like, people
Jokic eats him up, dog. That was not even like a debate.
Like, he cannot do anything. And people have to set him up, and it's still not always there. The shot's not there. The mid-range wasn't there either. He can't get into paint. He can't finish. He's not finishing through contact. Like, defensively, he's there sometimes too. But, like, he can't do anything against Jokic. And defensively, they couldn't find a place for him. So I don't know what, like, he had his moments, of course, but I just don't know. It's like, if that's what you're getting, like,
he is so bad at receiving double teams. He is so bad at receiving double teams and knowing what decision to make.
I said that a long time ago.
Before the second guy gets there. I mean, I've never seen somebody wait for double teams more in my life just to make a pass to the next guy who was already coming to help. You're supposed to pick apart double teams. You're 7 feet tall. Like, just turn around and look and make a decision. Like, the fact that he waits for
just do something.
He waits for two to get there, give you a little post. He might try to spin baseline and get out of it. Do something that's not shooting a fadeaway, because I'm tired of looking at your turnaround fadeaways. I never think they're going in. Unless he is like literally started the game 5 for 5, I'm not confident in any shot he's shooting unless he's at the rim. And even then, every time he gets an offensive rebound, his tips feel like they're misses. And how many times did he miss tip dunks and like he just didn't even get to the ball, but he's hanging on the.
I think he wants to be the guy. Like, I actually think that, like, there's a part of him that I think he does work hard. I think he really wants it. You know, he says all the right things, and then some nights he's just not there.
I just don't think he can be. I just don't think he can be. I don't think he's capable.
I think that listen, I'm not necessarily out as much on him as y'all are. I will never, I'm to the point where I will never defend him again. Like, if whatever you want to think of him, that's fair, because he has not done anything to make my defense warranted. And I think he put on a lot of weight to play the 5, because that's what we needed of him. And it looks like his athleticism has just absolutely been zapped. Maybe it was the stress fracture in the foot. Hopefully that's what it was. He comes back. I think to maximize him, I guess he has to play the 4 and just kind of take advantage that way. But like, if we have a 4 and the 5 that we need is going to be like a Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee type of role, like a rim protector type of role, that's now 2 non-spacers. LeBron isn't really a floor spacer. So then, like, that's 3 non-spacers. So like AD just has to play the 5.
Yeah,
so
there's not a lot of Brook Lopez's running around. So it's like
it's tough. Like we could go get Vooch maybe, but like
God bless.
like I don't know, bro. And so
it's kind of true though.
I'm not necessarily out on
Dog.
AD.
There are so many people I would want to trade Anthony Davis for. It's ridiculous.
now that's kind of where I was, right? So I think when people are like trade AD, I think that like we have to think about it in the context of let me say this before we start. I'm totally on board with trading Anthony Davis if LeBron is no longer on the team. But if LeBron is on the team, I think we're trading AD trying to still contend. So we're trying to get back players that make us better than Anthony Davis currently does. And I don't know if there's we're also probably trading AD to a contender because no rebuilding team is trading for him. What rebuilding team is trading for him?
Well, if the Mavs want him, then perfect. Take him. Like if the Mavs
what are the Mavs giving him?
The Mavs is literally the perfect trade scenario. The Mavs is literally perfect.
Like you're not worried about the Mavs, or you worry about the Mavs a little bit more, but you're not worried about the Bulls if you trade for the Bulls.
I think you're trading him to a contender, though.
Who?
Naj, would you rather go into a series against Denver with Kyrie and LeBron against Jamal Murray and Jokic, or Anthony Davis and LeBron against Jamal Murray and Jokic? And I'm not saying Kyrie is better totality, but Kyrie is a better answer to playing with LeBron than AD is.
But we don't make it to that series without AD. We don't make it past the
But
Warriors.
You can fill in the defensive pieces.
I don't think that's correct. He's the best defender in the league. Well,
I'm not saying you're going to. I think he is.
You're not going to.
I think it's debatable.
You're not going to replace the individual defender he is and what he brings.
No, but you can bring pieces in to build it
and other pieces.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think we make it out. Whatever replacement level guys y'all want to bring in for AD, I don't think we make it out of that either of those series without him. I don't think we switch AD and Kyrie, and I don't think we make it out.
You're saying that, but that's what the team was this season, though. That's just what the circumstances was. But now, if you can prepare for that and move on from it, and then design your team around that, and construct it around that and change things, then it's different.
We don't even have anybody under contract, so like we really have an open table to go do what we need to do.
But you guys are acting like Kyrie is just this pillar of consistency. He hasn't played 70 games since 2017.
You know. Has Anthony Davis played 70 games?
Anthony Davis has won a chip 2 years ago.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's the conversation?
Let's not sit here and act like Kyrie did not just miss half of his team's games because he wouldn't get a vaccine. And we're going to sit here and
no.
People do that all the time. I'd never hold that against them.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, sure.
That is ridiculous. No other player had to deal with that.
Don't hold the vaccine against him. Fine. He's not a consistent, reliable guy.
You know what he was when he was with LeBron?
That was 5 years ago.
That doesn't matter.
6 years ago.
That doesn't matter.
I'm not saying that Kyrie
is AD consistent and reliable.
I would rather have Anthony Davis on this team with LeBron right now than Kyrie.
I wouldn't.
I know they're both unreliable. They're both inconsistent, but I think Kyrie gives you a better long term than what AD does and what he's been giving you. I think he does.
Naj, hear me, bro.
I'm listening.
Hear me. Bro. So we called. I put the trade on Twitter. Okay, the Kyrie, Christian Wood, Josh Green, AD, D'Lo, and Beasley, and we're obviously going to get picks out of that, right? Okay, so we get our little picks out of that. We're using our little picks to go get the Carusos, who are like guys that'll probably be available. You know what I'm saying? Like to fill in the rest of the spots. I think you could do that and be better.
That's not the only move you're making if you're making that move.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the end all. That's our championship team, like with that trade. I'm saying you move on from that point and build the rest of your roster. And it's very possible because we have people that we can sign and trade and move and do all of this stuff. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, we're bringing back Rui. We're bringing back Reeves. 2 quality pieces. We're happy to have them, right?
Yeah.
Kyrie is going to be able to shoulder way more of the offensive load for LeBron than AD could ever think of.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you need.
And if the point is to make LeBron survive, Anthony Davis is not the answer for that because he doesn't survive. So if he's not surviving,
neither does Kyrie.
Kyrie's really hasn't had like big injury issues in the last couple of years. He's just had shit going on.
Played damn near the same amount of games. Over
but
the
he
past
just
couple
had
years.
shit going on.
So why does that shit going on not continue? If it's shit going on every year, why do we just automatically assume there won't be shit going on now?
Okay, well, this year he wanted to get traded. They didn't. So he comes back, he plays, then he gets traded to Dallas, and he plays. He played. After they settled that, he played.
AD also played most of the year. He had the little stress fracture, but he played.
No, but I'm saying that but that's an injury versus a personal issue with a team. And Kyrie is more durable than Anthony Davis. 100%.
I don't know if that's true.
No,
bro.
oh my God.
I
There's
don't
no
know
way
if
you
that's-
don't think
It's true.
not.
He's had his injury history, but it's true.
I don't know if that's true, bro.
There's
I
no
also
way.
just don't really trust a LeBron and Kyrie team to really be that much better, than we are now. I don't know if we
it's
would
the
really
other
be
assets you're
better.
getting back from it. Like that's
I
why
would
you
need to
get-
see the team. I would need to
That's
see the
why.
team.
That's why you get rid
That's
of
what I'm
Anthony
saying.
Davis, because of what you would get back. That's
It
that's the
doesn't-
reason you're trading him. It's not just to get Kyrie. It's to what you can get from all the other assets you're getting from trading him.
Just
like if
saying
you
that,
can get a
I
Josh
don't even
Green-
know that the Mavs give up all those assets.
Oh, they would
to
give
get
they
AD.
would
they're-
give everything they had to get Anthony Davis.
I don't know if that's true, bro.
They would. They
don't
would.
know if
They're
that's true.
desperate. They've got to retain
That's
Luka.
Yeah. But then
I take what you want. I want Jaden Hardy too, bitch. Like I want
I
everybody.
don't know. I don't know if the Mavs give up all that for Kyrie, but I would need to see I'll say this. I would need to see the team on paper before I can just outright say that we would have a better chance winning the chip with Kyrie. I can't just say that.
Just let me scheme something up real quick. I'm going to
Okay.
type something out and see if I think it's mentally possible. Anyways,
And that's fine, Naj. But the thing is, that's not the only trade you're making if you're getting rid of Anthony Davis and bringing in Kyrie Irving. He's not the only piece you're getting. It's not a straight up trade. Hopefully, you're getting a Josh Green. Maybe you're getting a Hardaway. I hope not. I don't like Hardaway. Christian Wood. I don't know. And then later on, maybe you can get a Caruso or whatever else the Bulls can offer, or some other team. You're getting back other pieces. Hopefully, that's the move you're trying to make. You're not just standing still with Kyrie Irving, because defensively, we know it's not going to be there. But offensively, he's going to be able to do more, hopefully, more consistently than Anthony Davis was. And we saw him, what he looked like going up against the Denver Nuggets. Didn't bring much.
I mean, he did have 40 in game one, but yeah.
And still lost.
I mean, that's not on him. He had
It's-
40 and played great defense, but
it was great. And I just think that I think there's other ways to maximize the team. And I think Anthony exploring that trade.
So you guys are out. You guys are out on the AD thing.
I'm not on us being able to win with Anthony
price.
Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But I've been saying this. We talked about this earlier in the season, mid-season, or before
I'm
the
not there
season.
yet. I'm not
Sometime.
necessarily there yet. But like I said, I'm not gonna defend him. So sure. I don't blame you for being out. That's cool. I'm just not there yet.
You think we can still win with Anthony Davis?
I do.
With what around him?
If
This same
LeBron-
team?
I think this team, you clean some things up around the edges. And yeah, I think we got exposed because one, we were together for 3 months. Like,
Yeah,
I think
that's
that you
fair.
need a little bit more continuity, a little bit more experience to be able, like, the Nuggets have been together for the whole season. And a lot of their pieces have been together for more than one season. So, like, I think we need a little bit more time. I also think that we got a bit exposed because we traded for specialists, because that's what we needed to make it through an 82 game season. When you get to the 16 games, I think a lot of that gets exposed when you have a guy like Jared
for sure.
Vanderbilt who can only
Unless you're
do
Miami.
one thing.
Unless
Yeah.
Eric Spoelstra's your coach.
Yeah,
then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
when you
Vando's
have a guy
weird player, yeah.
like
Can I
Vanderbilt
ask
who
you
can
something?
only do one thing. Yeah, talk to me.
All right. This is completely hypothetical. I would have to look at trade targets for centers because that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
Mhm.
But if I told you could have a core and insert whatever center you can think of who can just play defense, please. Of Kyrie, LeBron Reeves, Rui, Josh Green, Christian Wood, one of Cameron Johnson or Max Strus, Mo Bamba, and Vando.
Wait, say it again. I was thinking of center. Say it again.
Kyrie,
Mhm.
LeBron,
Mhm.
Austin Reeves,
Mhm.
Rui, Josh Green, who was super good, especially at the end of last year.
Both sides.
Christian Wood, who offensively is packs a punch and can space the floor for him.
He's also
Cameron
not great.
Johnson.
He's not bad defensively. Cam Johnson.
Cameron Johnson.
Cam
or,
Johnson.
Hold
moves the
on.
needle for me.
Cameron Johnson or Max Strus. Either one. I'll take either one.
How do you get them?
Cam
Johnson.
free agents.
Free agents? Okay. All right.
Cam Johnson's
what's
restricted.
how
Though.
much?
Yeah, but
though?
I'm saying Max Strus is unrestricted. So
Cam
he's
Johnson
not.
and Cam Johnson plays defense too. That's
I know,
man.
but I know, but I'm saying
Great
Max
size,
Strus,
yeah.
a Mo Bamba, and a Vando. You're telling me that team is not in a better place than the core of D'Angelo Russell, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Dennis Schroeder.
And you said get a center.
Yeah, like you add a defensive center to that, which we don't know if Mo Bamba could even play with LeBron. At least we know he can shoot, but he's actually always been considered a rim protector. So like I'm saying I think there are places you can go, spots you can fill. There are enough guys out there to make it happen. If you're going to trade for Kyrie and you get a package back that's worth having with the Josh Greens, and this is AD and D'Lo and Beasley getting shipped to Dallas, I think they would take all three of them. And also, if there's a guy who wants out, especially if you're in the scenario that Dallas is in, which is we want to win right now, which is a similar situation to what Philly and Miami were in whenever they were talking about Jimmy Butler. And Miami was like, well, Philly was like, they don't have any assets we want. And they're like, well, shit, we'll just take Josh Richardson. You know what I'm saying? So like these things have a way of working themselves out. So they can sell themselves on D'Angelo as an off-ball guy for him. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that there are pieces out there that could make you a better contender than the current roster we have. And if that means we can have Kyrie, I would prefer. Anthony Davis is better at basketball from both sides perspective and has been his whole career than Kyrie Irving. But if I need somebody to shoulder the load and get LeBron to the finish line at his best self, I would much prefer Kyrie Irving. And that's because LeBron is the best player on the team.
Yeah. Scared to hang your hat on that. I know, Naj, but I think
I'm not there yet. I'll say I'm gonna stand on it. I don't know if I'm there yet. I think the LeBron being the best player on your team is up for debate, to be honest.
But he is the best player on our team.
I know he is. I don't think that. I guess if I say my championship window stays open, I have to believe that he can be the best player on our team. So I
think that the LeBron Anthony Davis thing has run its course in terms of being a legit contender. Things that have to fall so perfectly. Things had to fall so perfectly.
I think that was the first series we ever lost with the two of them healthy, and that I like my chances, bro. I like my chance going into the playoffs. I like my chances with LeBron and AD against any other team. Even the Nuggets, we lost by 24 combined points in a.
What if I told you could get Dame?
We're not that far off.
What if I told you could get Dame? Then where would you be at?
That might be a different story. That might be a different story. But I mean that's just not realistic though. The Blazers. I
don't know if it's unrealistic because I think you can involve a third team who would take on a guy like Anthony Davis, who would have interest in Anthony Davis to be there.
Well, in that scenario, the Blazers just say fucking and blow it up.
Just get as much draft capital as they could.
I don't think I see a pathway for that. But
I don't necessarily. I don't think anything that we're talking about is realistic because there's no way the Lakers trade AD this offseason.
Well, yeah.
No, I don't either. But I think Kyrie to the Lakers is realistic without trading AD. And if that's the case, and that's what they do, which is knowing this front office, that's what they're going to do.
Which I don't want. I don't.
I'm actually not mad at it, bro. Like I'd be fine, but we just have to find a way to fill our roster out better than we did when we got Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
but I just don't trust us. I just don't know where that comes from. Like I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's the question. The question. But
I think the Kyrie thing is the Kyrie to LA thing is tough. Especially, I guess we can just go into the offseason, right? Like what's your best case scenario offseason for the Lakers?
If assuming we're keeping AD because we are.
Yeah, assuming we keep AD.
Just because I have a preference of trading Anthony Davis, it does not mean I think we're going to. I'm just saying that. Okay, let me rephrase this. The Anthony Davis, LeBron James surrounded by role players era of winning a championship is over to me. But if they can get a third guy and be able to find actual depth, then I like our chances. So that to me is ideal, is that we get Kyrie Irving.
I have a question real quick. Is that because of LeBron's injury history or because you don't think he will be the same next season?
It's because of LeBron and AD's injury history.
Okay.
And that LeBron's gonna be 39 years old, and he's definitely gonna have surgery to repair whatever he had done with his foot.
AD will also probably.
So there's gonna be some repercussions from that, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah, for him making that push, I think once they got their guys together, especially when D'Lo was clicking, because when he got here and he was actually playing pretty well, and then he got hurt or whatever, and then but D'Lo clicking, I think in LeBron's mind, he thought we can go win a championship.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if D'Lo was as good as he was all year, we could have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if Dennis was as good as he was in the last round, we could have.
I think we were like 7-0 when D'Lo scored 17 plus or something.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
If D'Lo was that version, I think you could have.
But I just don't think D'Lo is consistently that player anymore.
Playoffs
in a playoff series.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
he can average you 18 to 19 in an 82 game season.
Yeah, but not in a playoffs.
Not in a 16 game.
He has now proven he is like 13 and 11 points like his last two playoff appearances, you know? So, and it's just tough. It's just so tough to project what makes us contenders because I do think Phoenix retools the way they're supposed to. Even though I don't agree with them firing their coach. That's whatever. I think Phoenix retools the way they're supposed to. Denver's just going to be Denver. And usually what happens when teams win championships and they see the best player in the world on the team is some guys are just willing to just come be there, just to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure they can get pieces that they want. The Grizzlies healthy, I don't know if we beat them. If they have Brandon Clark and Steven Adams, I don't know if we win that series because that changes Anthony Davis's impact just a little bit.
Yeah. Warriors are going to make moves, right?
Yeah, Warriors are 100% going to make moves. I don't think Jordan Poole has a chance of being in that uniform next year.
No.
I don't think he has a shot. And by the way, the Colin Coward trade idea of us getting have you seen it? We get Poole, Wiggins, and Kuminga, and we trade them LeBron.
Okay, yeah, next. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
About, bro?
He was like, yeah, the Warriors need LeBron. If they win a championship, they get LeBron, they win. It's just what
why would we do? I'm not even giving that. Come on. What?
he was like, wouldn't that make the Lakers, they're younger, they're retooling. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No.
Anyways.
He's rough. Entertaining,
yeah,
he's rough.
He is entertaining. He's pretty funny. But I think ideally for me, it's Kyrie Irving and filling the pieces the way we're supposed to, but I don't know what that looks like because I don't know who's available, who's interested in playing with LeBron at this age. It's not like when we first got LeBron or like when we first got AD and like it kind of felt like guys like wanted to be here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what's ideal because I don't know what makes us contenders because I don't know what everybody else is going to do. And I think that there are teams who are going to retool who are going to be dangerous. I think that Phoenix is dangerous if they retool the way they're supposed to and get some actual depth.
You think CP3 is there next year?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't know who's going to take his little. He's not all fully guaranteed, right?
I think it's like 15 mil guaranteed or something. Like
somebody might take 15 mil to expire and let it go. Houston, obviously, they've already had reports that they're interested in Chris Paul.
You tweeted
That's exactly what I tweeted.
I
don't know what that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you're trying to do to give James Harden a $40 million a year max and then sign Chris Paul. I mean, trade for Chris Paul. And then when Jalen Green is saying on podcasts, I don't know if that's the greatest thing for the franchise. Like that's insane to think
you want to kill the development of Jalen Green and Jabari Smith
because you got Ime Udoka.
That's the best way to do it right there. To kill their development is to bring in James Harden and watch him dribble the air out of the ball again, and then take them to the clubs after. It's like just
like because you got Ime, you ready to throw the fucking booster pass on your franchise? Like,
just let him coach your young guys, bro.
Yeah, bro. We don't need to go for the chip next year. You're not winning. There's nothing you could do this offseason to
what
give
if
you
he wants
a
to
chance.
What if he wants to contend though? You think that's a possibility that he wants to?
Team.
He needs to be more realistic with
himself. He should have waited
to the wrong team if he wanted to contend.
Should just waited.
There's nothing the Rockets can do this offseason to make them better than the Grizzlies. Like it's not happening. So
what can they do to be better than the Timberwolves?
Nothing, man.
They might not even be better. No,
they might not be better than the Thunder. I don't know if they can do anything to be better than Oklahoma City.
That's what I was about to say. Like they might not even be better than the Thunder. Like,
hey, tell the Thunder I will give them Anthony Davis or whatever they want for shade right now.
Khalil, what's your ideal offseason for the Lakers, bro?
That's hard to say. Like I would love for them to, bring back guys like Reeves and Rui. I just think it's important to bring back those guys and build on that, build on what you just did this past season. But again, we go back to the conversation about you need more from Anthony Davis. And if you're not going to get that from Anthony Davis, it has to come from somewhere. So maybe that is a Kyrie or maybe that is a Fred VanVleet. I don't freaking know, man. But yeah, talking about that, your tweet earlier, but
Yeah, and just to address that. So what I said that I would rather have D'Lo at 18 to 20 mil than Fred VanVleet at 28 to 30, I think I said. And so why I said that is D'Lo was looking for a 4-year, $100 million deal. That's obviously 25 mil a year. I think there's no shot in hell that he's getting that. Like no team is offering him that. And so that brings us down to 18 to 20. Fred VanVleet has a $23 million player option. If he opts out, he's probably looking for like 27 to 30. I'm not. Is Fred VanVleet a better player than D'Angelo Russell? Yes. There's no qualms for me. I'm not going. There's no debate. I'm with you on that. But would I rather have D'Lo at 18 than Fred at 28? Yes. Like I would rather.
I don't want either of them.
And you're gonna have to lock.
That's what you
Fred.
kept missing. I don't want either of them. Like I don't. Okay. I'm not interested in. They're to
like,
lose.
You have to understand that we are probably bringing D'Lo back. Like us letting him walk is just probably not something that we're going to be able to do because then we just lose him. Like we just lose the $30 million contract spot. Like we can't sign anyone with that money. We just lose him. He just goes. He goes to wherever the fuck offers him 25 million.
That's
so
fair.
What I would probably do, I think my best case scenario obviously is Kyrie says, fuck it. I don't care about money. I'm taking the MLE. But that's not happening. So, like, that's obviously best case scenario, though. We are able to bring back D'Lo, Austin, Rui, fill out the roster, and bring Kyrie on the MLE. But that's probably not happening. So, my best case scenario is probably sign Austin to his 4-year, 98. I think is the most he can make. 4-year, 98 mil.
That's a lot.
We're not paying him that.
The most we can offer him is 50, I think.
Yeah, it is. No, is someone going to offer him 98 though?
The Rockets. All it takes is one team to want to fuck us.
Yeah,
like,
someone's saying the Spurs.
All it takes is one team to be like, throw that shit to Austin. Then Lakers gonna have to match. Some team might offer him the 4 years, 98. Apparently, the Rockets really want him. Okay, the Rockets want everybody. They got the most cap space in the league. They just want every free agent, clearly. So if you want to sign James Harden to 40 mil and then take CP3's 15 and then give Austin 98, be my guest. I highly doubt that the Rockets offer him that. But let's just say Austin gets his max. I'm willing to pay Austin whatever. Whatever. I've said that before. I'm matching whatever he gets. I'm not letting him walk. So whatever. If he gets to 98, it's to 98. For Rui, I think he's restricted too, so we can match whatever. The Wizards started negotiating with him at 12. He said no. He was looking for 14 to 15.
It's not terrible.
That's now probably at like 18. Yeah. I think the floor for him now is probably 8. There's 15. He's probably looking at like 18, which would mean 4 years, 72.
Today's price hit yesterday's price.
That's what I'm saying. I'm probably paying Rui 18 a year. I'm cool with Rui at 18 a year. I'm not crazy. Like I'm not like, I'm not paying him a 4-year, $72 million deal. I think him at 18 mil as a 24-year-old guy who we can literally trust to go get us a bucket in the mid-range or do something. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with giving Rui 18 mil a year.
He got to the basket pretty well against the Nuggets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was good. He was good finishing too.
He finished well.
So I'm down to match. I'm down to match Rui and Austin. The struggle one is D'Lo, right? He wanted 4 years, 100 mil. That's 25 mil a year. That's probably not happening. I think D'Lo would be willing to take a shorter deal. Like I'm down to give D'Lo 2 years, 45. That puts him back on the market before he's 30 and he becomes an expiring deal for us next year. That's 22.5 mil a year. That's more than he was looking for. And well, that's a little bit less than he was looking for annually, but like 22.5 mil for D'Lo. He's an expiring after next year. At the most, I would give him 3 years, 75. But even then, I'm like, So for me,
really should not get that much money.
For me, my sweet spot is probably 2 years, 45. D'Lo takes a little 2-year deal. You stay with us next year. We might trade you mid-season. If not, we're definitely trading you next season. And then you could go get a bigger payday if you decide to play. But that's probably my most likely scenario. And then we make moves around the edges. We move Beasley, and I think there's no shot we keep the 17th pick. There's no shot. I think the Bulls, I think Alex Caruso is a legitimate, let me take a sip. I think he's a legitimate guy we can go out and get. The Bulls they didn't make the playoffs. They have no picks. They don't have a single pick in this draft. And they did not make the playoffs. Vooch is expiring. DeRozan is getting older. Whatever. If the Bulls would do Beasley and 17 for Alex Caruso, would you do it?
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
Fuck pick 17. I don't care about pick 17. I'm going to be honest. I don't care about pick 17 if we're trying to win the chip. We also have the 47th pick, so whatever. I would do Beasley and a first for Alex Caruso. I think the Bulls would also do that.
You start Caruso?
If we have
Kind of
D'Lo
have
Reeves,
to, right?
We have D'Lo Reeves. I don't know.
Bring D'Lo off the bench.
Yeah, D'Lo's got to be off the bench. I'm starting Caruso.
That brother was poop.
Probably, yeah.
Reeves,
I think he's probably in our best lineup, right? Like he's
trust Reeves
for
with the
us.
ball more than I trust D'Lo with the ball. So
I don't know. It makes our closing lineup tough because like you're paying D'Lo $22.5 million a year. Like you want him to close.
That's why you don't pay him 22. That's what I was trying to say, bro. Like I don't want to tie 18 to 22 million into D'Lo.
It's so much money for what he.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't be mad if this was the outcome because I think it is the most likely outcome. And I think that this team, we run that team back minus maybe Lonnie and Dennis, even though I think Dennis might still stay. I think Lonnie walks regardless. Like, I think his fourth quarter versus the Warriors was enough for some team to be like, hey, buddy, we're giving you some bread. But I think Dennis might want to stay. Maybe we give him the MLE, whatever. But I think you take this team, you run it back, you add Alex Caruso, you add, I don't know, like you take Bamba in some seconds or something and like try and add another guy, like a 3-and-D guy. Now, like I said, Cam Johnson is I would do dirty things to get Cam Johnson on the Lakers. I think he's exactly the kind of guy we need, but I just don't think the Nets are giving up on him. But yeah, that's kind of what I think. The Kyrie thing though, as much as I would like Kyrie, I just don't know how like feasible it is, right? Like I looked up, like there's really only two ways we can go and get him. One is outright trying him. The most we can create is 36 mil. His max is 46.9, which the Mavs are probably going to offer him because they want to keep him. So Kyrie would have to take a $10 million pay cut. And we can only create 36 mil if we renounce every player on our team but AD and LeBron. So we would have AD, LeBron, Kyrie, and then have to fill out the rest of our roster. And we could re-sign Austin and have to fill out the rest of our roster after that. It's just a lot of hoops that have to be jumped through to get Kyrie on. Like, one, he has to be willing to take a pay cut, which I don't necessarily think he's going to want to do. The other way is to sign and trade. The Mavs would have to cooperate. Kyrie would have to want to be a Laker. It would hard cap us. We would send them D'Lo, Beasley, Bamba, the 17th pick, probably. They might say no. They might just rather let Kyrie walk and sign Fred VanVleet.
No,
but yeah, they probably take that. And then
first they traded a first or two, right? For him, right?
I think they traded two, but like I think they were like down the line. Like I don't think it was
There's no way you let him walk.
That's what I'm saying. That they would probably take the D'Lo, Beasley, Bamba 17th pick, right? Like then we get Kyrie, they get all that. We get hard capped. That leaves us with Kyrie, AD, LeBron, and then 130. That's 134 million right there, and the hard cap is 169. So we have 35 million to create the rest of our roster, which isn't a lot. And so, yeah, I just don't know how realistic the Kyrie thing is. I'm sure we'll try for it. I just don't know if we're going to be able to make it work. I don't think the Lakers want to be hard capped. That's the reason we didn't sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan. And we went and got fucking Russ because DeMar DeRozan would have hard capped us. So I don't know. But I think that the most likely scenario is we run it back and we make some moves around the edges, which I'm totally fine with. I loved this team. And I think we can win as currently constructed with a little bit of tweaks around the edges. But yeah, that's our little.
Bring Dylan Brooks.
Hey, if he want to take the MLE, if Dylan Brooks want to take this $7.4 million deal, then he can come get it. I'm not. You wouldn't want Dylan Brooks for the MLE, bro. He's a good defender.
And what else?
Hey, sometimes that's all you need.
No, that's not all we need. Vando has proven that's not all we need.
No. I'm saying, if it's the right deal though, Dylan Brooks isn't horrible. I'd
rather have Vando.
Oof.
I'd probably want Dylan Brooks. So if they came to you and said, "I'll trade you Dylan Brooks for Vando, same contract," you would say,
I'm keeping Vando.
Okay, I think that's. I would.
If I'm also taking into everything that Brooks brings to the floor, that's just completely disturbing and annoying.
You don't want a guy to get some techs, bro. You don't need. We need a tech guy. We don't really got a tech guy.
Don't need a tech guy. Why do I need a tech guy?
We had Dennis. Dennis is a tech guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was our tech guy when we won a championship?
Dwight. Jared Dudley.
Yeah.
Rondo.
Dudley.
Markeith was our tech guy.
He didn't play.
That's true. Yeah, that's our Lakers talk, bro. To kind of move on, what do you guys think? The Heat had an 3-0 lead over the Celtics. It's not looking good for the Heat right now because they're currently getting clapped in Game 5. So it's looking like it's going to be 3-2 going back to Miami. What do you think we are witnessing? The very first 0-3 comeback in NBA history?
Celtics in 7, baby.
Oh
you really think so? If that happens, the Jimmy Butler playoff legend shit, dead.
It's already dead.
It's not dead. It's not alive.
Dead.
He's in the playoffs and he's playing. It's alive.
If they go to the chip and beat Jokic, it's damn sure not dead.
That's fine. No, if they win a championship, that is fine.
Playoff
legend. You can't be a playoff legend.
If he goes and wins the chip,
you already call him playoff legend.
Yeah, and that just proves it. If he goes win the chip against
but he's not.
Jokic, who knows? No one knows.
Hey, they said they wasn't gonna beat the Bucks.
His current standing is not playoff legend.
They said they wasn't.
You already referred to him as playoff legend.
They said they wasn't gonna beat the Knicks. The Nuggets, bro.
They said they wasn't gonna beat the Celtics.
I mean,
hey,
they're not gonna beat the Celtics.
Okay,
that's
149 other teams said that too.
Stick to my guns right here, dog. Celtics in 7. I picked them to win in 5. I gotta at least ride with them until they lose, right?
I'm kind of mad at myself. I told you, Naj, we did a two-person pod one time during the season, and I told you that I thought the Celtics were like, I just didn't trust them. I didn't say frauds. I didn't go that far, but I just didn't trust them.
They're a little fraudy.
They are.
Yeah,
they
Eastern Conference Finals. Frauds.
Yeah,
I mean, boy,
come on, dude.
Down 3-0 to the Heat.
So Lakers are frauds.
You can't use it like that.
No, the expectations are not the same.
Lakers are frauds.
You didn't call the Lakers contenders though, and
frauds.
You didn't respect the.
Naj did,
and I said they failed. I said they failed.
Right. So they're frauds.
You didn't respect the Western Conference Finals.
Okay, there we go.
Frauds.
If they're all, if the Celtics are frauds, the Lakers are frauds.
Bucks are frauds. All of them.
Yeah.
No,
Warriors frauds.
They do have that personality sometimes though. They just kind of throw away games, and we talked about that the last time. Like you can trust the Celtics to throw away one game, 2 games.
I'll take this: if they win Game 6, they win in Game 7.
Jimmy Butler playoff legacy's on the line. I'm not gonna lie. If he the first person to blow a 3-0
I can't wait. I'm blowing
bad.
Khalil up on Twitter.
Really
dog.
bad.
If he is the first team to blow a 3-0 lead, it's clipped. It's over.
It'll be bad. It'll be bad.
Tweet it. Celtics in 7.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Heat in 6. I'm gonna say Heat in 6.
I picked the Celtics, but I'm gonna take the Heat. I'm switching sides. Whatever.
I say Heat in 6 probably.
I took
Celtics. I took Celtics in 7. So low key, I should stick to my guns. But I would say Heat in 6. And so yeah, if the NBA Finals matchup ends up being Nuggets Heat, who do y'all go?
Nuggets.
Go ahead.
You about to say 4? What? Nuggets and what?
5.
Okay. Khalil.
I would love to say Miami. There was a point a couple days ago, I probably would have said Miami, but I'm gonna say the Nuggets in 5.
I would say Nuggets in 6. If we get Miami Nuggets.
6 is such a safe pick. No, they're not good enough to go 7, but they're probably not going to get beat in 5. I'm just going to go 6.
I'm gonna
That's
take
so
Nuggets at
safe.
6. All right,
It's so safe.
if it's Celtics Nuggets, Celtics coming off NBA history to make the NBA Finals.
Nuggets in 5.
Oh,
Nuggets in 6.
Celtics in 7. I think if
Celtics being the Nuggets.
If they come back from a down 0-3,
I don't want to hear
they will have the most insane confidence coming
that's
into
what I
that.
thought. That's what I thought about the Philly series, and it did nothing for me.
I don't ever want to hear about a turning point. I don't care what they did.
Nah, they come back from down 3-0.
They're gonna have to prove it at this point. They're gonna have to prove it. I don't care.
If the Celtics make the chip, I'm taking Celtics in 7.
And Nuggets just coming off a sweep.
Battle
like
of
the best
a
team
series.
in the NBA. I just can't do it. I don't know about that either.
I'd much rather watch Celtics.
What are they gonna do? What is Joe gonna do against the Nuggets? Coaching wise.
Oh, Mazzulla. Oh.
What is he gonna do?
I was thinking Johnson. I thought Joe Johnson. I was like, wait, what? But yeah, Joe Mazzulla.
What is he gonna do?
I don't know. He might not be doing nothing. He might be going home. He might get fired. If the Celtics lose this series, you think
he's fired regardless of what happens, finals or not? He's getting fired.
There's no if he makes it to the finals, I think there's no way you're gonna fire a coach that makes it to the finals.
He's bad.
He is.
Everybody knows he's bad. The Celtics know he's bad. You think Brad Stevens doesn't know he's bad?
He's had some small moments, but not consistent. No, not at all.
Or you think Bud? You think Bud goes there?
I think that's what Bud. I think Bud's going to take these interviews and wait until see what happens with Boston.
Yeah.
Although I think
everyone is.
I think Giannis is the match made in heaven. I'd much rather put my chips in with Giannis than Tatum. But
I mean, me too. But I think Monty might go to.
Yeah, he just declined that Pistons job.
Yeah,
I wanted him in Detroit so bad though.
That would have been a nice rebuilding spot though. But yeah, I get it. Some people are just waiting. That's what I'm saying. People are waiting. See what happens.
I think there's no way Doc goes back to Celtics. So maybe Doc takes the Pistons job. It's a low pressure, no expectations. You got at least a good 3-4 years of doing nothing there until people start expecting things of you. So maybe Doc takes that job.
Maybe
they get and then if Cade isn't good, then they get to blame Doc.
Exactly. Cade has played less than 80 games in 2 seasons. That boy might be cooked.
Whoa.
No.
Did y'all see that thing?
I just said that to get you going.
Y'all saw that clip of OG, right? That was crazy.
I didn't see what he said, but it was about what Cade and Tyrese Maxey, right?
He said Tyrese Maxey was better. He said he's in a better system. He said I'm taking Maxey's upside and taking him over Cade. That's what he said, basically.
Okay,
Wow.
If we're gonna talk about Cade, you need to talk about would you rather have Cade or LaMelo or Garland or those guys? Maxey's not in that conversation. You still got to tell me. I still got to know if I would take Maxey over Anthony Simons. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know why he said any of that stuff. I have no idea.
A traditionally good take guy.
Right. It was weird. That was so weird.
One more question before we get up out of here. What do you think the Blazers do?
I don't know.
You think they blow it up? I think there's no shot they trade Dame. I think their best option is trade Dame.
Me too.
It is by far the best option.
But
it's not even close.
Trade Dame. No shot. They probably trade 3, which sucks for them. They probably trade 3 for, I don't know, maybe Cat. But like, does Cat make them a contender? No. Who else is there? Trae Young, maybe. I don't even think they do. They're not. Oh no, why would they do that? They have Dame.
No reason to do Trae.
Jaylen Brown. He's not. He's signed in that super max with the Celtics.
Hey,
I don't know.
Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown might be a. That might be an option.
I think he'd take that max. That's a lot of money.
I get it. I don't know if Jaylen Brown got that little Kyrie about it where you just really don't know if he cares.
I was thinking the same thing. He has a little bit of Kyrie in him. Like, they're really close.
I don't know if he turned that money down. I don't know.
No, bro. He seems a little unpredictable. Like he's not like unreliable that way, but he seems unpredictable.
I think if he didn't make All NBA, he was gone. I think he made All NBA. The Celtics would give him the super max.
He doesn't seem like the guy to give up his happiness to play at a place he doesn't want to be at, and it just seems more and more like he doesn't want to be there. So,
he's restricted?
I don't think
he's
so.
Unrestricted?
Because he's already on his second deal.
So yeah, I guess. Damn. Celtics. Damn.
This is crazy.
Jaylen Brown walks as tough for the Celtics. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit could go sideways real
Shit
quick.
goes south. This is how he get Tatum in LA. This is the beginning. This is the start of the.
Do you think Tatum's a Laker before he retires?
I said this. There is nothing I am more confident in than that boy being a Laker. And I'm telling you, bro, in 2027, when his contract is up, he will be a Laker. He texts Kobe before the games. He is going to be a Laker.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah,
he will be a Laker. He will be a Laker, bro.
I got you tonight, bro.
That's insane, dude. That's insane.
If you're the Celtics, like, how do you feel about getting the third pick and whatever else the Blazers give you?
I mean, I don't think Brandon Miller is making you a contender more than Jaylen Brown is. So,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm not trading the third pick for Jaylen Brown.
Oh, you wouldn't?
You were just talking so highly about
You
it.
just told me.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about like in the Blazers situation. I wouldn't like
Oh.
in the right place, right time, sure, but like
Oh yeah. If I'm the Blazers, I'm trading Dame. But I mean, what they're
yeah,
doing,
right. You should, but like, that's a nice consolation, I guess. Is it?
Yeah, maybe Zach LaVine. I don't know. I don't know.
I'd
know.
rather have Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine.
Me
So
too.
We're
But I'm
trading
just saying,
3.
I don't know what the Blazers really have. I don't know who they're trading 3 to for what star. I don't know how many are really available, but
I don't want to guard him and Karl Towns. I'll say that. But
Bulls, Timberwolves, something like that.
I don't want to guard Ant Edwards and Karl Towns. And what has that gotten me? Nothing.
I'd much rather guard that than guard Damian Lillard and Karl Towns. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, I think the Wolves are better like overall team than the fucking Blazers, and the Wolves have done nothing. So I don't know.
Are they a better overall team than the Blazers if Karl Towns was to switch places and they draft Brandon Miller?
I don't think they can get Brandon Miller and get Karl Towns.
No, I'm saying if they traded Karl Towns to the Blazers and they have 3, are we sure that the Wolves are better than the Blazers with the core of Anthony Edwards, Brandon Miller?
Oh, no.
Rudy Gobert?
No. I'm saying the Wolves team now with Cat on it is better than the Blazers. And that Wolves team has done nothing. So taking Cat and putting him on a worse Blazers only means that they're not going to do anything.
I don't know. Cat, Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simon, Shaden Sharp, Damian Lillard.
You got Cat at the 5 then?
Yeah.
Cat at the 5.
I don't know.
Sharp
man.
at the 3. Simon's at the 2.
That's probably their best move this offseason.
Defensively, that sounds
probably their best move.
Terrible.
Oh, it's they're gonna have to score 800 points,
1,000 points a game. And
That is
Cat's
so
probably gonna
bad.
miss time, and the day might miss time, and then it's the Anthony show.
I love the Anthony show.
Yeah.
Simon, he was injured this past season too, though. So he's
I
missed
love
time
the
himself.
Anthony show.
Yeah,
It's my favorite show on TV, dog. Anytime Anthony Simon's good.
This guy.
Gosh.
So yeah, I think that gets us up out of here. We talked a lot of Lakers. We talked a lot of Anthony Davis, LeBron, some NBA. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on every listening platform that there is available. Subscribe to some podcasts on every listening platform there is available. Follow us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod. Follow us on TikTok at the Run It Up Podcast. If you're not watching the video episode, then you're missing out right now. Follow us on Twitter at the Run It Up Pod. I think I already said that. Follow me on Twitter at @NajAdams_. Khalil on Twitter at Belil44. Justice on Twitter at JReed_. Leave the 5-star rating and review. I hope you have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do on every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.